Does Alex Pereira has a chance to beat Izzy? Find it out in that video. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA. Today with another Blood Talk. We talk about Poatan Pereira, who just beat Sean Strickland last weekend or this weekend, however you want to call it. Sean Strickland was his toughest test yet. He's an amazing fighter, really. You can love him or hate him, but he's a really good fighter, Sean Strickland, and Poatan made it look easy. A left hook out of nowhere that sent him to sleep or even, just knocked him somehow and then finished him. I think it was a right cross that finished him, but the left hook is the finishing shot somehow because it initiated it.
A little bit stupid, I don't understand this guy.
That was a very big win for him, and that earned him his title shot most definitely. Dana White and the UFC said that the winner of that fight will fight for the title next, even though you can never be 100% sure because the UFC said that before and then didn't hold their promise, so we will have to see. But I'm pretty sure they'll book it because that's like a present for the UFC. You have the dominant champion that has several title defenses over the years whatsoever, and then you have like the ninja guy with the story that he beat the current champ a few years ago. He's the only one to ever knock him out, and so on and so on. Like, that's a perfect build-up for the UFC. Now this guy's coming to MMA. He's signed with the UFC, he's won 2 fights by finish, 1 by decision into the UFC. Oh my God, that's perfect for the UFC. They love it. And just wait for them to shout in your ear whenever they can in the lead up to the fight how Izzy got knocked out by Pereira. They will tell it over and over and over and over again until you're sick of it. That's how they do it. The fight will definitely happen in my opinion. I'm pretty convinced that this fight will happen. Pereira wants it, Izzy wants it, the UFC wants it. These are the 3 parties that are needed. Also the fans, of course, are more than happy with that. So the question now poses and comes up. Is Pereira able to beat Izzy? To that question, I think Marvin Vettori has a perfect answer to that. Tell them, Marvin, please.
How the f*** is that even a question? How the f*** is that even a fucking question?
You heard it right. That is not even a question. Of course he can beat Izzy. He beat Izzy in 2016 by unanimous decision at Glory Kickboxing, and 1 year later they had the rematch where Izzy won the fight or dominated the fight until the knockout. Pereira knocked Izzy out with a clean left hook. So Pereira has 2 wins against Izzy already. And yes, you can say it was in kickboxing, wasn't in MMA, there are some differences, yes, but if you have 2 wins against another guy, you are more than confident in that fight, and you can definitely win that fight. You can't tell me a guy that won 2 times against another guy can't win a 3rd time. It's not possible that you convince me of that. Of course, Izzy can win as well. 100%. Izzy is a stud. I know people are hating on Izzy for his last performances and stuff. The fights weren't too impressive and interesting whatsoever. But I tell you, the level that Izzy puts on these guys, how unable he makes them of using their game plans is through the roof. And yes, I also had some hard times in that fight to really enjoy it, but man, with Izzy, you should not blink. Even though he has won some decisions now, TKO and knockout is on the line every time, definitely possible. So yeah, don't hate on him, man. He steps into the octagon, he does the job. That's something that you should always respect. If somebody goes into the octagon, leaves it all in there, that's a thing that we should all respect. Now back to the question. Now we answered it that of course he could beat Izzy, it is possible. The other question now is, will he do that? In my opinion, that fight is pretty much 50-50. Let's go through the advantages for Izzy. The advantages for Izzy is he has far more time in the octagon or in an MMA cage than Pereira. And I highly believe in experience. And he definitely has experience advantage. He knows the cage perfectly well. He fought under that bright light. He fought in the main event several times. He fought for a championship several times. Also 5 rounders. I think Pereira never fought a 5 rounder before. Definitely not in the UFC. That will be something new. Of course, he can finish it earlier, but you know what I mean. And Izzy definitely improved since their fights in Glory Kickboxing, the last one, 2017. He definitely improved a lot in his game. And it's a different game. It is his game, MMA, his new game. The advantages for Pereira are he has that confidence. Hey, I beat this guy 2 times already. And Izzy, no matter how good he is in preparing his mind, I'm pretty sure he's very good in that, but you won't get that out of your mind that this was the guy that knocked you out. I think Justin Gage once said that if somebody knocked you out once before, you always have that knowledge that you've been knocked out by his hands before. You know his power can knock you out, and that knowing of the fact that his hands knocked you out before and can knock you out again is very scary and not the best thing to come into a fight. On the other hand, for Pereira, it's very good. He has the confidence that he needs, and I'm pretty sure he will put that. He will show that confidence in the fight, and I don't believe he will be too overconfident. Like, oh, I beat this guy 2 times already. I don't even need to take him serious, whatever. He's a very intelligent guy. He has a good team behind him, so I'm not afraid there. And yes, you can say Pereira never fought. Did not fought for too long with MMA gloves. It's different, yes. Okay, in kickboxing you have bigger gloves, yes. It's definitely harder to block and they're different to block with MMA gloves, 100%. But as a lifelong martial artist like Pereira is, with a team like he has with Glover Teixeira in his corner, he trains every day since like 2 or 3 years MMA. Do you think he did not adjust to that? Do you think it takes 5 years to get how to block, to see how to change his game from the traditional kickboxing game to the MMA game? You think he didn't do that? Didn't you watch his last fights? Like, come on, guys. This argument really, I see why you bring it up, but in my opinion, it's nonsense. And Izzy is not a lifelong MMA guy. He also comes from kickboxing a little bit recently, you could say. Maybe Izzy has the advantage on the ground, possible. Maybe Izzy even tries to grapple. We saw that with Usman and Covington. 2 crazy good wrestlers that like to wrestle a lot. They just strike against each other. I don't believe that Pereira versus Izzy will be a wrestling match. I think they will strike a lot, but hey, the possibility is there that someone who's having the badder night will shoot. Possible, definitely. And it will be very interesting to see who has the advantage there. I think Izzy probably has the advantage because of the experience, but you never know. You never know. So if I have to give a prediction, that's pretty much 50-50 in my head. It's like the Volk against Holloway fight for me to judge. It's very hard to say in advance what will happen. I really like both the guys. I think Izzy has such a good confidence, such a good counter-striking. He's like, seems sometimes untouchable, but we saw in every fight he is touchable. And Pereira has such a crazy accuracy, and Pereira weighs on fight night 210 pounds if I'm right, just above 200 pounds, and Izzy is like 190 on fight night. That difference will definitely be there, and as I said, he has crazy accuracy. If he connects Pereira, he has so much power behind it. He can shut off everybody's lights, and if he can shut your lights up with 8 or 10 ounce glove, I don't know how big the gloves are in Glory Kickboxing, he can definitely put your lights out with 4 ounce gloves. So I would say my pick would be right now Pereira by knockout. I think Pereira manages to knock Izzy out or down or TKO him, but for me it's still 50-50 that Izzy wins. I don't think Izzy will knock him out, but Izzy by decision is definitely possible. So yeah, it's very, very hard to pick, but this is what I would pick there. What would you say? What is your opinion on that? Do you think Izzy will win the fight? Do you think Pereira has a chance? Write in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, like the video, and most importantly, to eat your vegetables, people. Stay safe, see you in the next video, bye bye, Bloodsport out.
eat your vegetables.